The massive Southern Baptist Convention, the annual meeting of the largest Protestant denomination in the U.S., wading into America's culture wars. The 10,000 voters in attendance adopting resolutions calling on congregants and secular politicians alike to ban things like gay marriage, transgender acceptance, IVF, and pornography, even tackling the topic of sports gambling, hoping to limit it.
We do want to use our size and our influence to remind lawmakers of who we believe they're accountable to. It's not just that they're accountable to Southern Baptists as the denomination. We think that they're accountable to God's laws.
These demands come at a time when, in many ways, Southern Baptists are at the zenith of their political power, with the nation's third highest-ranking politician, House Speaker Mike Johnson, an outspoken member of the movement.
You humble yourself before the Lord every day.
Almost 13 million people identify as Southern Baptists, according to the Baptist Press, a number that has been decreasing in recent years, but still a vital and influential voting bloc, with all three branches of the federal government controlled by conservatives.
These truths are not just truths for Southern Baptists. They're not just truths for Christians. These are truths that are foundational for societies to flourish.
Andrew Walker is the author of a resolution adopted this week titled "On Restoring Moral Clarity Through God's Design for Gender, Marriage, and the Family." The 1,000-word text calls for the overturning of the Supreme Court's decision that legalized gay marriage. It also pushes to end the normalization of what it calls transgender ideology, defund Planned Parenthood, and end IVF and surrogacy.
I've been watching the Southern Baptist Convention my whole life, and I have never seen such a crazy resolution as this, where it's like a stew.
Mark Wingfield grew up in the Southern Baptist Church and became a pastor before splitting off with other less conservative pastors.
It's not just that we believe this and we want to live by this, but we believe you need to live by this as well. And so this is a prescription outward.
And it diverges from most Americans' views, especially on gay marriage and IVF, with some polls showing 68% of Americans saying gay marriage should be valid and 70% saying access to IVF is a good thing. But Wingfield says what happens in the Southern Baptist Convention can be a cultural bellwether for the direction of the Republican Party.
It's an indicator of the mood of that segment of the electorate and of the citizenry.
And as young men drive a resurgence of religion and a shift towards right-wing cultural values, Andrew Walker sees an opportunity for the convention.
In a culture that I think is awash in constant change, constant flux, that as people are looking for stability, I do hope that they would look to the Southern Baptist Convention.
Whether more do might impact how much sway these votes have on the rest of the country. And just moments ago, the Baptist Convention actually decided to vote on another controversial issue. That's banning women from pastor positions in the church. They say that that is justified by the scripture. Now, 60% of the voters voted in favor of banning women from pastor positions, and 38% voted against it. So it just narrowly missed that 2/3 that it needed for this to become a constitutional amendment. Very similar voting results to what happened last year. It won't be surprising to see this issue being taken up again next year at their annual convention, Hallie.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.